Fern has a horse that goes out on a trail ride, very relaxed, no problem, but then out of nowhere, she'll have a hissy fit. Possibly there was something behind her, but she could not get this mare back to her. They ended up doing really fast, small circles, like a Ron Wayne stop. She just kept hyper-focusing on something in the distance, so obviously really long thoughts. And Fern just stayed with her until she settled. But it was very sudden and very frightening. Fern was on her own, and so they just headed in the direction of home. But what could she have done? What should she be doing so that it doesn't happen again?
There's obviously something like a build-up. She might be quiet, but a little bit complacent, not processing everything as she's going. Like the horse that I just mentioned earlier on in an arena, would be fairly quiet, a bit dull, and then suddenly a horse would leave, and then it was very hard to get it back, and then it would hyper-focus off into the distance and things like that. So there could be something that's happening that she's kind of working under, under a certain state of awareness, but sort of just, going along and not really thinking, and then suddenly getting overwhelmed going, what was that? And waking up. So maybe there's going to be a bit more stimulation, a bit more interaction with her when you ride out. Don't go as far out, just kind of get her, a bit more awake, take her out, take her back, get her out, get her used to, thinking instead of going out, cautiously and quietly, and then suddenly she might be just quietly anxiety stacking, but you don't think anything's happening, and then all of a sudden something really spooks her. So I'd get her in the green zone. She might be just in a bit of a just a bit of a Humphrey sort of walking along, quiet zone, not really thinking about much, and then gets a surprise. So sort of wake her up a little bit more in the groundwork, in the ridden when you're safe, and then take her out, have her a bit more alert, thinking, responding back to you a bit sooner, and also increase the rein speeds, things like that, so she knows to come on board a lot quicker.
And tap into her, I suppose, when they're actually riding, just to test.
I think Harry Whitney used to call about like a little birdie flying over, and you just sort of see if that little birdie is available, and if you see that little bird fly coop or start to, you just pick up a rein and get that little bird to come back, and that's their thoughts, just to make sure they're there and available, and you can redirect them at any time.